What's up guys, it's Chaotic Films here, and in this video we're going to be talking about Treyarch and just why I think people prefer Treyarch over the other Call of Duty developers such as Sledgehammer Games and Infinity Ward. And I know they're not actually going to be watching this video, but I just thought I'd kind of make this video as if I was actually talking to them and just explain to them what Treyarch actually does to appeal to people and all that kind of stuff and what they do in their games. And it is actually quite simple when you're talking about what Treyarch actually does, but I just feel like these developers, you know, such as Sledgehammer and all that, they just don't quite get it. They don't quite get what Treyarch actually does and why everybody loves Treyarch so much. And, you know, I'm also going to be talking a little bit about Treyarch and their story and their rise to being the Call of Duty developers and all that kind of stuff. In the background is some Black Ops 2 gameplay, which in my opinion is the best Treyarch game ever, and this my second favorite Call of Duty game. It's on the map Express. It's not the best gameplay in the world. It's 26-6. Express was one of my favorite maps from Black Ops 2. I think Express, Plaza, and Raid were my favorites from Black Ops 2. I think Raid is probably the only one where I actually agree with other people. Plaza and Express I don't think people like that much, especially Plaza. Like, that map I never see voted in the game lobbies, but Plaza, I just like that nightlife feel on that map, and it probably, honestly, that was probably my favorite Call of Duty map ever. It's just the vibe that I got from that map. I just really liked it. But anyway, that's irrelevant, and I guess we'll just get straight into the main topic about this video, which is about Treyarch. Now, I could talk about the specific things that Treyarch actually do in their video games and like the guns and all that kind of stuff, and the maps and the content that they actually add and all that kind of stuff, and I probably will explain that in this video, but I'm going to actually be focusing on one main point which kind of just sort of surrounds all of that, and is sort of the reason why they have such good content and why they have a lot of content and all that kind of stuff. Just the main big reason for all of that kind of stuff, and that's that Treyarch actually listens. It's as simple as that. They listen to what the people actually want, and they're also wary of what the people actually say. So I think they kind of like avoid a lot of the 12-year-old MLG kid kind of stuff. Like, I think that's like Infinity Ward's thing, that they're the ones that kind of like, yeah, we're gonna listen to those people, but they listen, but they're also wary about, you know, all the stupid MLG Doritos kind of stuff that kind of goes on. But just for the most part, they know what the people want. They know what like the die-hard Call of Duty fans actually want, and you know, they just do it. And if there's, they put things into consideration. Like, I know Blame Truth, which I don't really watch other Call of Duty commentators, but his commentaries I actually really like. For Black Ops 1, he did a video just talking about a bunch of things that needed to be done for Black Ops 1, and Treyarch put it into consideration, and I think David Vonderhaar wrote a response. So they're always listening to what the people actually want, and the people that play Call of Duty and actually like them, those are the people that they listen to, okay? And they make sure that they're getting their, you know, information from the right people and the people that know Call of Duty, and they not only do they, are they very, you know, not only do they choose the right people to listen to, but they listen. It's as simple as that. I mean, these other Call of Duty developers, they sort of listen in some ways, but they don't really know who to listen to. They're sort of conflicted with what they need to do. Whereas Treyarch has a very clear goal where it's like, we're going to listen to the people that are into Call of Duty and know what they're talking about and play Call of Duty consistently, and we're going to listen to those people, and we're just going to do it. Whereas these other Call of Duty people, they sort of listen, and when they do listen, they're kind of conflicted with who to listen to, and they kind of just get all this different advice from them. So at the root for what makes Treyarch games just generally better Call of Duty games is that they just listen. It's really as simple as that. But what do they actually do specifically in their video games that make them better? And this all roots back to the point that they actually listen. But, you know, what makes their games actually better? Well, first of all, their score streaks are better. You know, like Black Ops 1s were pretty good, but they weren't amazing. Weren't too great. But that was sort of when, you know, kill streaks went like a huge thing. Like, kill streaks became like a really, you know, huge thing in Modern Warfare 2. I think they were implemented in COD 4, but Modern Warfare 2 was when they were just like, yeah, like kill streaks are like, they're the thing. But you know, Black Ops had some pretty decent kill streaks, and Black Ops 2 was just when, you know, they went full on with the score streaks kind of stuff, and you were just able to rain down supreme with all those kill streaks and all that kind of stuff. So kill streaks and the score streaks, whatever you want to call them, Treyarch do a really good job with that kind of stuff. The next thing that they do is they have really good maps, and you know, I wasn't like their signature map, which everyone refers to, is Nuketown. I didn't like Nuketown. It was just a huge spawn trapping fest, which I just was not a fan of. But Nuketown, you know, but the other maps that are on the Call of Duty games, like specifically with the Black Ops games, they're really laid out well. You know, there's you can pretty much go into those maps and you can play almost any style, and as long as you're going into the right areas, you can do well. So if you can pretty much pick out any map from Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 for the most part, and you could use any gun on any of them, and as long as you're going to the right places, you could do pretty well. So if you wanted to play submachine gun on a certain map, you could do that, and if you wanted to use an assault rifle on that same map, you could do that, or you want to use sniper rifle or shotgun. You know, the maps are laid out in a way where that works. Now, they're also good with the spawn systems, and they weren't so good in Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 2, it was very much one side and then the other side, and they were constantly flipping. Which is better than what it is in World War II, because they don't really... It's one side and then the other side, and they barely flip. Like, you really need to push into their spawn for them to flip. But that's not really relevant. Well, it sort of is if you're going to be comparing, you know, the different Call of Duty games. So, but yeah, the spawns in Black Ops 3, however, because like I said, they were a little bit iffy in Black Ops 2, but the spawns in Black Ops 3 were perfect. They were done really... did I say the scores? I think I might have, but anyway, the spawns of Black Ops 3 were perfect. They were done really well. I very, very rarely had moments where I just felt like I spawned too close to somebody and I felt like it was unfair on me. It very rarely happened. They just did it so well, and the maps were laid out. Like, I think the maps were probably a little bit better in Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 3 definitely had the better spawns, and just all these reasons. Also, the colourful maps, like the track, they know how to do really colourful maps. I think they went a little bit too overboard in Black Ops 3. I mentioned that in my previous video where I was talking about what I want from Black Ops 4. But, you know, for the most part, you know, Treyarch, at the end of the day, they just know what they're doing. And the reason why they know what they're doing is because they listen. That's the very first step that you need to make. These other Call of Duty developers sort of listen, but not really. And when they do listen, they don't really know who to listen to, and they're kind of just conflicted. Whereas with Treyarch, it's like, we're going to listen, and we're going to listen to the people that play Call of Duty, the ones that play Call of Duty. So, you know, anyway guys, that's basically why I think Treyarch are just the superior developers, and why I think everybody likes Treyarch. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you like Treyarch. Tell me who your favorite developers are. In my opinion, the way I think the community views it is that Treyarch are the good ones, Sledgehammer Games are sort of the forgettable, mediocre ones, and then Infinity Wards are basically the shit ones. So yeah. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye.